When we created our block, we made sure that two of the attributes in the block were invisible. Now what I can do is utilize a really useful command in AutoCAD to display those invisible attributes if I want to. So I can use the attribute display command, or @disp. Now I'm just going to type this in, ATTDISP, @disp. And you can see with the dynamic input it just pops up automatically, and on the suggestion menu there's only one command called @disp in AutoCAD. When I press enter now, I can enter my attribute visibility setting. Now if I set this to on, it will make sure that every single attribute in every single block becomes visible. As you can see, they appear on the screen like so. If I right click and repeat @disp and set it back to normal, that will actually set it to the settings that are in the block. So you can see they become invisible again. The two attributes that were invisible are now invisible again. Let's repeat that one more time. If I do that again and set it to off, it turns all the attributes off in the drawing. Right click, repeat @disp again and go to normal, and our R1 comes back, our visible attribute that we set previously. So that's a really useful tool if you want to see all of the invisible attributes in blocks in your drawing, but also more importantly, if you want to see the wood for the trees, you can actually turn off all the attributes as well, just so you've got a little bit of clarity there in your drawing. Now another thing you can do with your AutoCAD blocks is add them to a tool palette. Now in order to do this, you must save your drawing first. So you go up to save on the quick access toolbar, and that will do a quick save. It just means that the block definitions are saved to the DWG file that you're working in your current drawing. So let's go to the View tab on the ribbon, and Tool Palettes is on the Palettes panel. And that'll open up the tool palettes like so. Now we're just going to create a simple new palette. So I'm going to right click on one of the tabs, and I can go new palette like so. And that new palette is going to be our palette where we place our blocks. I'm going to call it the control palette, like that. And there's the name of it there. If you want to move it up in the list, it's a right click, move up. And each time you can just move that up to the top. It's a good little bit of CAD practice to get into. Move it up like that, because then it's always at the top of the list here on the tabs in the tool palettes. So what we can do now is we can literally just select our block, click on it, don't use the grip, the insertion point, but just click and hold over the block and drag and release when you're over the palette, and there's our Relay R700 block. Now the good thing is it's always going to be in that tool palette. It's available now for me to use in any drawing. And I can, if I right click here, export my tool palettes as well. So if I come down here, you can see all these different tool palettes, and I can export these out. If I go to customize palettes, you'll notice here tool palettes like so. There's my control palette. I can right click and I can export and import palettes if I want to. So the tools are there to allow me to collaborate with others in a way that I can actually have these palettes stored in a central location. The tool palette refers to that central location and allows me to drag and drop these blocks into my drawing. I'm just going to move the tool palette right over. I'm going to click on the block itself, and there's my block. It's literally a simple click on the palette. I can use the insertion point there, and my block goes in. I'll change that reference designator there to R2, and I'll click on OK, and there's R2 there. And I can repeat that now as many times as I like. So I'll just change the reference designator each time, like so, click on OK, and we'll just fill these up like so. That'll become R4. I'll OK that one, and I can just keep going until I've filled up my relay spaces in my schematic. And I'm just numbering those accordingly, obviously because you don't want them to have the same identification numbers each time. And as we come down, I can click there like so. Last one is R6, and I'll OK that like so. I can then close the tool palette, and as you can see now, we've got all of our relays in our electrical schematic, and they're all blocks with the appropriate attributes. If I wanted to change any of my attribute definitions, I can use a tool called Batman. That's the Block Attribute Manager. So what I can do is I can type this in again using the dynamic input. It's BATT for block attribute, and you'll see the suggestion menu is already picking that out on the dynamic input there. It's BATT, block attribute, and then MAN for manager, Batman. So when I do that and press enter, you can see that the block attribute manager appears on the screen. Now it's a very simple little dialog box, but it's also very effective. You've also got here settings. Be aware that you can adjust the settings, the block attribute settings, things like prompt, default, height, rotation, and so on. So you can specify which block attribute settings you want to work with in the block attribute manager. I'll just click on cancel there. Now what we're going to look at is we're going to look at some of the properties of our attributes in our blocks. And I want to look at the reference designator, ref design here, like so. Now what we can do here is we can edit that particular block attribute. So when I click on edit here now, you can see it takes me into edit attribute. And all I'm going to do is go to properties, and I want to change the color. So instead of by layer, I want it to be yellow so that it stands out. And if I move the dialog, can you see they're updating to yellow automatically? So it auto previews the changes there if that box is ticked, which is great because I can see what's going on as I work my way through the changes. I'll click on OK there. It takes me back to the block attribute manager, and all I've got to do now is click on OK, and that particular attribute change is now completed. It's a very, very useful tool to allow you to change the properties of your attributes, to highlight them, as we are in this case, in our drawing. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to delete R5 and R6. So just select those and hit the delete key on the keyboard. And what we're going to do, I'm going to show you some ways now to bring in blocks into your drawing. Now the good thing is we've used these blocks already in this particular drawing. So they are already in the DWG file, the current DWG file. So we're going to have a look at Design Center first. And make sure that we go to the View tab on the ribbon, into Palettes here, and there's Design Center there on the Palettes panel. And it will open up in a palette like so. Now you may find that it opens up in a sample drawing somewhere. You need to go to the Open Drawings tab up here. You can use Folders, Open Drawings. You can also look at the history of the drawings. And you can see there's one of the sample drawings that comes with AutoCAD that I've been using previously. But we want Open Drawings like so, and there's our drawing name there. If I go to blocks here, you can see there's our Relay R700 block. What I'm going to do is make Design Center a little bit smaller. It's a bit big and taking up a lot of the screen right now. So let's just hover over a corner, as you can do with dialog boxes and palettes, click and drag, and there's our Relay R700 there. Just hit escape if you do accidentally on purpose put a selection window in like I've done. Now, I can just click and drag and bring my block in like so. Very, very useful, very quick and easy, but the benefit I've got there is it doesn't have to be from this drawing. In my Open Drawings tab, I'm just going to cancel that there for the moment and undo that. In my Open Drawings tab here, I can have various drawings open and bring in blocks from other drawings from the Design Center as well, so it doesn't have to be your current drawing. And what I can also do is right click and insert block, and that'll bring up the insert dialog box where I can specify the insertion point, the scale and the rotation if I want to. So if I do it that way and click on OK, I can bring that in there like that, and I'll change that designator to R5 again like it was before. Click on OK, and as you can see, we've utilized the Design Center there to bring that block in from our current open drawings. I'll close Design Center now, and I'm going to go back to the Insert tab on the ribbon. And what I want to show you now is the Blocks palette. Now, in more recent versions of AutoCAD, you have the Blocks palette, which also allows you to utilize things like the Library tab, where you can also create block libraries in a similar way that we did with tool palettes. So let's just jump into our insert here. So it's the block panel on the Insert tab on the ribbon. And if I click here, I want to go to Recent Blocks. And this will open up the Blocks palette. And as you can see, I've used lots of different blocks in the past. There's the relay. I've used a computer block, a chair, a tree, and so on. So those are all my most recent blocks that I've used, and I can bring those in from other drawings. I can also set favorite blocks if I want to, and that's where I can set up the block libraries in the libraries tab there, and I've got content using the blocks palette there, for example. So that's a folder that I've set up previously, and it's gone to a drawing called 254 content using the blocks palette. So I'm going to go to current drawing, and there's the only block that I've got available. There's my relay R700. And then what I can do is I can set up my insertion point, my scale, my rotation. I can repeat block placement so that I can then, instead of just inserting one block and having to insert another block, I can repeat the insertion of that block over and over again. And I can also explode the block if I want to into its component parts. So if I click on my relay now from the blocks palette, it comes in a similar way as it came in from Design Center. I use the snap point, the midpoint snap there, change my reference designator to the R6 like it was before, click on OK, and I've now inserted a block from the blocks palette as well. Just like Design Center, I can close the palette and my blocks are now inserted into my current drawing. There's a huge amount of things that you can do with blocks and attributes in your AutoCAD drawings. And what I've given you there is a whirlwind tour of blocks and attributes in AutoCAD. Invisible attributes can be useful, and to change the attribute display, don't forget you've got the @disp command. The Block Attribute Manager, or Batman, can also be really helpful to allow you to reorder your attributes or change the properties of your attributes in your blocks. Tool palettes can help you organize your blocks, make them easy to access and use for project collaboration, for example. So don't forget that tool palette command. It's an extremely useful one in your AutoCAD toolbox. Use the Design Center to access other drawings where blocks are stored. And also utilize the blocks palette for the same reason as well. The blocks palette makes that very easy as well. You might want to consider creating a central drawing where you store all your blocks in a single file to make it easy for you to locate and use your blocks library from a tool palette or potentially from the library tab on the blocks palette.